Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. It is Thursday, and yes, the three amigos are back. How you doing, Matt?
I'm doing awesome, Mike. Super excited to be here for episode 1.
There you go, episode 1. And Dion, how are you?
Howdy, gentlemen. Doing great. Happy to be here.
Very cool. So, folks, yes, I know my camera is flickering every now and again. I don't know what's going on. We're just going to roll with it because I'm sure the content's going to be awesome. So, Matt and Dion, I wanted to talk to you about something that I think is becoming more obvious, that other successful real estate investors have repeated what all three of us have done, just at different levels. And specifically, Dion, I want to give you credit, right? You're the one that's really bringing a new name, a new marketing, a new shtick that I think has a better chance of sticking. And that is the ability to the cheat code to wealth and income snowball. And specifically, I want to talk about a video that Grant Cardone did the other day working out in his gym. And then also on Kelley's interview on my channel yesterday. Both of them incredibly successful. Anyone would be lucky to be half as successful as either one of them. Both of them admitted the best thing they did was sell their expensive house that was consuming a large chunk of their monthly expenses, downsize. In both cases, I think Grant talks about moving into a hotel for a little bit and then into a rental. Anna talks moving in with in-laws, then a fourplex. Dion, you rented a house and moved into a duplex. These are things that I had never heard of. I had never even heard of as soon as last year. It's not until I've been interacting with both of you that I'm seeing how common these things are. And I want to push others to think about them. So Dion, did you see Anna's interview, and do you know what video from Grant I'm referencing?
I did. I actually think you changed the title of it, because when I first saw the title, it said cheat code to wealth. And then the second title was very different. And I thought, okay, that's smart. So I think you're going to see more and more of it because you interact with successful people, and a lot of successful people set aside what they wanted in the beginning to get it later, and amplify that start to their investing. And housing really is our largest expense for most people. It usually goes housing, taxes, healthcare, transportation, food, like that scale. Mm-hmm. If you could take your largest expense and get rid of it, you're more likely to be successful. So that's where you'll see people like Anna and Grant and Graham Stephan and people that have made work completely optional just because for a few years they focused the largest amount that you can, because you can only save so much, right? So increasing your income is the strongest thing you can do. Right. But if you can take out that biggest expense and then not buy a boat, not take a cruise every year, not do all of these things with that extra money, actually put it to work. I think we're going to see more and more cases of it come up as more people hear that it's the cheat code to wealth. Yeah.
And again, it sounds so simple, right? So again, I was introduced to the rat race, and we're going to have this conversation, I think, in the episode number 2 a lot more. But the rat race is something you don't even know you're in most of the time, and you're just running faster and faster. Your income goes up. You allow stuff to expand. Then people bring out, the latte factor and all this nonsense, and you're going to say freaking $6 a month or a week, and you're going to be a millionaire. And no, go whack your biggest expense. Have that become increased savings so you can buy more assets to produce cash flow. And pretty soon, it's work is optional, as you say. So Matt, how about you? What do you think?
One of the things that I read recently, and I loved it, I wish I remember where I read it, but it said something to the effect of, wealthy people invest before they spend, and not wealthy people spend before they invest. And I think that perfectly describes 90% of the nation, right? They spend first and they invest second. And I think that for people that are, house hacking, for people that want that cheat code to wealth, what they're doing is they're doing the exact opposite. They are absolutely putting themselves in a position where they can invest first because they're putting money away for savings, and they're saying, hey, I can live on a whole lot less to then get a return. I didn't buy a single family home that wasn't a quote unquote something I was going to live in or / projects that I was going to live in until I was 40.
Wow.
So I bought a single family home, a couple of them, but they were for the purposes of getting in there, doing something with it, renting it out, that sort of thing. So as
Yep.
far as primary residence, I didn't buy a single family home primary residence for myself to live in until I was 40.
And how many units did you have at the time?
50-ish,
I hope
40-ish.
I hope
50-ish.
people realize what you just said,
Yeah.
right? You didn't get your thing.
No. Mm-mm.
You just kept recycling. Oh,
It was the constant recycling of capital. And I think the other thing too is I was looking at it, and my mortgage now is about 8% of my net take home is what my mortgage is now. It's about 8%.
yeah.
So Dion's got me beat.
Yeah.
But
Well, one of the great things with investing is a lot of it is mindset.
it is.
And if people use the latte factor and they start saving, let's say you spend $10 a day, 7 days a week on lattes. In a month, you're going to be able to save $300 if you completely cut out lattes, like 100% give up something you like. And how much of an impact are you having if you're saving $300 a month? Whereas if you're doing house hacking and you eliminate what you're paying for housing,
That's right.
and you, even if you just break even or don't get paid like I am to live where you are, that was $1,200 a month was the change when I moved into the duplex. That's $14,000 a year
Right.
added to savings for investing without doing anything different or giving up anything that I want. I could still go buy lattes if I drank coffee. Just because you're willing to change where you move. We still didn't rent by the room. I didn't share living space with anybody. The duplex was bigger than the apartments I was staying in. So it actually doesn't really change much about the way you live, but it has such a huge impact to how much money you save without having to do anything.
Yeah. I was trying to find a comment where you guys were going through that. It came back. I was hoping I could find it. But Dean, I just want to ask you this because it was really referencing your story. So you start your journey to financial freedom with 3 kids. I think you said $89,000 in debt that you didn't know about, and you were making $17 an hour. That was your starting position. Is that correct?
Yes.
So I'm trying to find it, but basically said, this is impossible. Nobody could do it. You're lying. That's nobody's story. So again, I want to say, when you started, Dion, 3 kids, $89,000 in debt you didn't know, and you were making $17 an hour. Wish I could find it.
So for the full story on how it went from that to
Mhm.
getting financially free, it's Bigger Pockets episode 448. It literally has all of the details broken down. And it really comes down to mindset, which I think is going to be one of our topics today.
Mhm.
I made it to 40, not before buying my single family house like Matt. I literally made it to 40 without ever having $1,000 in the bank. Single parent, 3
Wow.
kids. The actual debt that I found out about at the divorce was over $200,000. And so here's a tip for anybody watching. I called all of the creditors, and the first one was to figure out how to make the payment because my ex had ran these bills up in my name without me knowing about it. And I was just trying to figure out,
Thank
who
you
are
very
How
much.
do I pay you?
Yeah.
And she filed bankruptcy, and the creditor asked me, do you plan on filing bankruptcy too? Because if you are thinking about it, we'll take 20% of what you owe us. So I learned something, called all of the creditors, got the over 200,000 reduced to 89, which is what I ended up having to pay back.
Awesome.
Significantly less than what was actually owed. And I had that bad debt to income ratio. Getting
Mhm.
started is really hard. You have a
Mhm.
bad debt to income ratio. Saving is hard. I was working a ton of overtime, and this will only make sense to the nerds watching, but I was selling things in the game World of Warcraft to make money. I had my kids farming things in that game that I could sell.
Wow.
So to get the money saved for that first duplex took 2 years. This is not like people get rich in a couple of months. I mean, it was 2 years to get the first investment, 2 years to get the next investment. And then that income snowball started to kick in. It was after 4 years before things started to happen on any kind of regular basis.
It's everyone. It takes time. You get to the first one, and then the time between the first and the second one's a little shorter, and the time between the second and third one's a little bit shorter. And that's the income snowball that you've correctly termed. And I want to challenge everybody. I talk to so many people these days that are living right on the edge, paycheck to paycheck. And in my world, right, I live in the Silicon Valley, and there's plenty of people that make 6 figures. And to see that they are so financially stressed, most of them should look at this situation and just do the math. what would happen if I sold my Mountain View or Sunnyvale or Milpitas or whatever home?
Mhm.
Most of them, given the appreciation we've seen in the Bay Area, would walk away with a 6-figure check.
Yeah.
Be a lot more liquid than they've ever been. They could then, in theory, live somewhere else because the Bay Area is stupid expensive, just stupid. Go to Texas, go to Denver, go to wherever. Even though those places are more expensive, they ain't Bay Area expensive.
Right.
And rent, right? Go look for a place that has fourplexes. It's just, if you really want it, are you willing to step backwards like Grant Cardone, Graham Stephan, Anna Kelley, Dion, Matt? Do you want to keep living the way you are? Or do you want to get the cheat code to wealth, get more liquid than you've ever been, stop being house rich and cash poor? There's a lot of people in the Bay Area, dude. If the Bay Area takes a dump of 15%, their entire net worth is done. And then if we have a tech recession, my God.
Nasty.
Like, unemployment goes up. It's not good, right? When you make 6 figures and you have nothing left over just for basic living, it's, there's people making 6 figures here that are essentially on the poverty line just because it's crazy expensive. Yeah. So
Mike, Dan and I have talked about it. We are willing to, free of charge, mentor you through the house hacking cheat code.
You're not talking about me specifically, are you? That is hilarious. I've busted my ass for 15 or 16 years. I don't need that option. Thank you very much. But I have some relatives that I'll put your way.
I will not help relatives. That is out. That is out.
Smart man.
Yeah.
Smart man. All right, guys. So again, folks, if you are living paycheck to paycheck and you own a home, please do this math exercise.
Yes.
Matt, Dion, and I are building it. It's not ready yet. Pretend like just pretend. Sell your home, minus mortgage payment, minus selling cost, cash. What is your mortgage payment? Then find a fourplex, find a duplex, find something, and just see what it would cost you. Most of the people doing this, and I think I've seen 20, maybe even 25 answers now. Most of them are between, I think the most I've seen is they pay $700, but that's a lot less than $3,000, right?
Right.
Now you're saving $25,000 or 27 a year, on net dollars, not gross. And many people are making $300 to $400 a month, right? Making and living for free. So it's, if you really
good example,
go ahead.
A really good example is David Green from Bigger Pockets.
Oh, go for it.
He lives in the Bay Area.
Yes,
he was a police officer. You don't make a lot of money as a cop. It's just not a thing. And to get to where he is today he still house hacks.
Really?
Like at the end of last year, he was looking for his next house hack to purchase.
Wow.
That's how powerful it is.
And he's got all that Bigger Pocket money. So that's all the book money. Yeah. So, wow. He's still house hacking. That's cool. Very, very. Well, I'm wondering why you're not at, what is it? BP Con? Was that this weekend or was that tomorrow or when is that? Are you there now?
No. I didn't get to go this year. This would have been a great year to go. I think I missed out, but I just took that week off or month off for traveling. And don't get me wrong, I love Bigger Pockets. So if you guys are watching Bigger Pockets, turn off the button right now. Putting the annual conference in the middle of hurricane tornado land and hurricane tornado season. Yeah. And of course, my internet died for some reason.
I can hear you though.
Weird.
You're good.
Okay.
We can hear you.
Wasn't my goal to go there.
Yeah, I gotcha. Very cool. And Matt, have you ever considered going to BP Con? No.
I don't. So I watched a little bit of stuff on Bigger Pockets, but I liked consuming it from kind of all areas, and that's actually how I found you.
Oh, okay, cool.
Back like a year ago. I honestly, until like halfway through COVID in 2020, I didn't realize that there was anything other than music on YouTube.
Oh, dude, that's hilarious.
True story. Yeah. I'm just like, there's a lot of good stuff on here. Old guy says.
Old guy says. That's funny. And it's for me. I don't go to a lot of conferences unless I'm speaking. That's kind of the thing. If you want me to go to an event and go around, then invite me to speak. And I did go to the very first Bigger Pockets event in Denver way back when. I was still working then. So I actually don't remember when that was, 2008 or 9. that was pretty interesting. So in the end, folks, Matt, how can people find you?
Lumberjacklandlord.com, Lumberjacklandlord on YouTube, and Sunday, 11:30 Eastern time after financial news on One Rental at a Time, 11:30 Eastern time this Sunday. We always try and keep it under 3 hours, and we are never successful. So it will be probably 3+ hours of just question and answer and talking about different topics with all the viewers. And so it's your questions, my answers.
I have a lot of people, a lot now. It's been growing the last few weeks. That on Monday, like the first series of comments I get are about your Sunday show.
Oh,
Oh, he went over 3 hours again.
he's so dumb.
Yeah, I can't believe it. And some people are like, Zuber, when are you doing one? I'm like, I'm not. Just
Yeah.
very simple.
Leave it to the 9th grade dropout to spend 3 hours talking on YouTube.
Yeah, that's funny. And Dion, how can people find you?
Right here on YouTube, Dion Talk Financial Freedom. And I hang out during Matt's live streams. This last one was very good. There was some questions in there that were very entertaining.
So I want to know when Dion's going to do his live stream. Let's put him on the spot right now.
Well, I like to help your channel. So comments on videos are very helpful. Everybody in the comments below, what evening would be best since you guys got Saturday and Sunday covered?
Oh, that's a great idea. All right, folks, let's do it. And you're on the West Coast, just so people know, correct? Pacific time?
West Coast, Pacific time.
Only if
So-
you wear an ascot and have a pipe.
Have a
So,
pipe.
so 6 o'clock. Do we want Dion to go 6 o'clock on Monday, Wednesday, or Friday? Put the comments below. Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, 6 p.m. Dion for 2 hours live stream. Next week, is it going to be Monday, Wednesday, or Friday? We'll find out and let you all know. Thanks,
And
guys.
you have to know that the first video is going to be about why I don't do live stream.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Mike.